Hello and welcome to Larne Grammar School. My name is Mr. Wiley and I'm the principal. We're really glad that you found your way to our school website and that you're interested in finding out a little bit more about us. We're really sorry that for the second year running we're unable to have a physical open night. We're always very keen to invite people into our school and to show off the young people that make up this school community. We're proud of our school and we hope that by watching some of the videos and reading some of the information online, you'll get a feel for what Larne Grammar School is about. But no online presentation can ever accurately portray the real life and heart of a school, because that only comes from the physical interaction between the people who make up our school community. What I'd like to do is take a few minutes of your time, firstly to tell you a little bit more about Larne Grammar, and then to talk to you about the admissions process and how that will work over the next few weeks and months. So what is Larne Grammar School? Well, first and foremost, we are a grammar school, offering a predominantly academic curriculum to our pupils, preparing them for examinations at GCSE and A-level. Increasingly, our young people are then looking for alternative routes through education and employment, but the majority of our pupils still progress to university following their time in the school, and that's what we would expect to continue in the coming years. But we're a progressive school. A school that is looking to change and adapt to a world that is constantly changing and adapting. A school that is constantly striving for improvement and to provide and prepare our young people for the world in which they will face, not just today, but in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years in the future. I'm very proud to be the principal of a non-denominational school, a school that is integrated, but with a small I, truly integrated, a school for this whole community that serves the entire area in which we find ourselves. A school that educates both boys and girls from urban and rural areas, those from a Protestant background, from a Catholic background, from other religious denominations, or for none, those from a range of socio-economic backgrounds. And once a pupil joins our school and puts on the Larne Grammar School uniform, the only label that applies to them is that they join our school family and become a grammarian. Because we are a family school. A school in which there's a really distinct family feel, in which generations of people have gone through this school, and which people join our Larne Grammar School family and are looked after as we would a family member. Because we want to be a caring school, and a school that cares for and looks after every individual member of our community. I want the pupils of this school to be happy. That doesn't mean every day will be a great day, but I want them to enjoy school. I want them to be happy in school, because happy pupils are successful pupils. And Larne Grammar School is a successful school, or perhaps more accurately I should say, a school in which pupils succeed and fulfil their promise in line with the school motto. So why should you choose Larne Grammar School? That's a key question for you. In fact, I assume is the reason why you found yourself onto our school website and you're watching this short video. Well, firstly, can I say, most importantly, we want you to choose this school. If you're a primary school pupil, we want you to opt to come to Larne Grammar School. The young people who join this school experience high quality learning and teaching on a day-to-day basis, taught by a range of subject specialist teachers who are passionate and enthusiastic not only for the subjects that they teach, but most importantly for the young people who they teach. And that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, why our pupils achieve such notable examination success at both GCSE and A-level. The performance of our pupils in the years prior to the pandemic meant that Larne Grammar School was one of the top performing schools in the whole of Northern Ireland, with the young people in this school outperforming their peers in other grammar schools across the country. These are really good times for our school, really exciting times as we strive for improvement and see our pupils succeed. But as a parent as well as a teacher, I recognise the importance of that caring ethos, that pastoral care within a school. And above all, I want your son or daughter to be looked after whenever you leave them in our care on a daily basis. We pride ourselves on the pastoral care that we provide to our young people. that focus on the individual. And it's one of the concerns that people have moving from primary to post-primary, that when they come to big school, they'll get lost in the midst of the crowd. I think the size of the school is one of our many strengths, because 740 pupils within the school, while it seems large in primary school context, is small in a post-primary context. But what it does mean is that we can have that very clear focus on the individual and create that family atmosphere where people don't get lost in the system. At the same time, while we talk about being a small school, hopefully you have a chance to view our facilities and see that we have extensive facilities on site. And so we're big enough to be able to offer our young people a full range of opportunities, and yet small enough to care for the individual. And because of that, we want you to become part of this vibrant, progressive, caring school community. So if you're a P6 or P7 pupil, why should you choose Larne Grammar School? Well, if you're prepared to work hard, to always try your best, to do your homework to the best of your ability, wear your uniform with pride, treat other pupils and staff and other members of the school community with respect, then we want you to choose Larne Grammar School and join us for the next 7 years. Parents, we want you to work with us, to work in partnership with the staff of the school to support your child's learning as they go through the next really important 7 years of their lives. So that's a little bit about the school. What I'd like to do now is talk perhaps more to the parents and explain the process, the admissions process that will take place over the next number of weeks and months.
So just to finish, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the process. And I know sometimes from speaking to parents that navigating their way through the post-primary admissions process can prove problematic. The first thing that I would say, and perhaps the most important thing, is please don't be afraid to seek advice or help. If we can help you at all in understanding criteria or understanding the process, then lift the phone and ask to speak to me. Equally, I know from working with my colleagues in the primary schools in this area that they are very supportive, both of Larne Grammar School but also of parents in terms of the process of moving from primary to post-primary. So you'll get plenty of advice and help and expertise from your child's primary school principal. It is really important that you read carefully the admissions criteria that has been set by each school. Each school is responsible for setting its own admissions criteria, so they will differ from school to school. Ours are published on our school website, but also if you go to the Education Authority website, to the admissions hub there, you will find the admissions criteria of all of the schools across Northern Ireland, and read those criteria carefully, specifically in relation to any school you're considering listing on your child's online application form. While our criteria run to 3 or 4 pages, we try to keep them as simple as we possibly can. So if I can simplify things, our criteria is based on the AQE process. So we will take everybody who applies to Larne Grammar School and place them in a rank order according to their AQE score, with those with the highest score at the top down to the pupil with the lowest AQE score. It's the AQE score that determines admission to Larne Grammar School. Pupils that are placed in that strict rank order, and a pupil with a lower score than someone above them cannot swap places due to any other factor. As I always say, a score of 100 always beats a score of 99, which always beats a score of 98. Even if the child with a score of 98 has got a grandfather on the Board of Governors, parents who work in the school, and an uncle who once attended Larne Grammar School. So it's a straight rank order of AQE scores. Then we have tiebreaker criteria, but those tiebreaker criteria will only apply if 2 or more pupils are tied for the 110th last place in Year 8. In which case then, we give preference first of all to those who have got a sibling currently enrolled in the school. The legal definition of child of the family is outlined in our criteria. And if that still doesn't separate the last pupil or pupils on the list, we have a random tiebreaker. But for most pupils, their place in our admissions list will be determined by their AQE score. Subject only to the application of special circumstances and special provisions. And when you look at our criteria, you'll see that that takes up most of that document in terms of our admissions criteria, and again can prove difficult sometimes for parents to understand. Basically, what that does is outline a scenario in which a child's score may be adjusted on the basis of difficulties or issues that they faced in and around the time of the AQE tests. If that's the case, there is a separate form called SC22, which can be obtained either from the AQE website or from Larne Grammar School. And we would ask parents to fill in that form, to outline what they believe the circumstances were which impacted on their child's performance, to append corroborating independent evidence, and then to seek from the primary school educational evidence which would show the level at which their child was performing at normally. All of that information gets uploaded with the online application form. And again, if you think that either special provisions or special circumstances or both apply to your child, please contact me and I'll be happy to discuss the process with you. I suppose the important thing to emphasise is that it is the parent's responsibility to ensure that all evidence you wish us to consider is uploaded with the online transfer application. When it comes to making decisions on admissions, the school admissions committee can only draw on the information that has been provided by parents. And in years past, we have had scenarios where parents have said, yes, but I didn't tell you that. But unfortunately, we can only base our decision on what we have been told. So upload all relevant information that you wish the admissions committee to consider with the online application form. Finally, can I emphasise a point that sometimes proves difficult to understand? Most schools in this area do not use preference as a criteria. Larne Grammar School does not use preference as a criteria. We believe that preference is unfair on parents. We believe that parents should be able to list on the application form the schools they wish their child to attend in the order in which they wish children to attend them. What that means for us in our context is a child coming to us in second preference, as a second preference application with an AQE score of 100 will be higher on our admissions list than a child applying first preference with a score of 99. What that means, and the advice I always give parents is this: put your first choice school first. So when you are putting down on the online application the schools you wish your child to attend, the school you want them to go to most should be down as number 1. The school you would like them to go to next should be number 2, and so on down the list. Don't try to guess whether your child will get into Larne Grammar School on the basis of their AQE score, because we have no way of knowing from year to year what score will be successful. And we did have a situation 2 years ago where a number of parents made the decision that their child would not get into Larne Grammar School and so didn't apply. And what they discovered in June was their child would have obtained a place here if they had put us down as their first preference school. In other words, there were pupils coming to Larne Grammar School who had performed less well in the AQE test than their own children had done. But because they hadn't applied to us, we couldn't accept them. When it comes to that order of preference order, the second preference school will not see your child's application unless and until the first preference school has rejected them. In other words, if you put Larne Grammar School down second preference and they're accepted by their first preference school, we will never even be aware that you had us as a second preference school, because we at no stage will receive your child's application form. Again, I know that can be difficult, and be difficult decisions to make navigating your way through different schools, taking different approaches. And if I can help you with that or give you any more detail, please feel free to contact me at the school. So you should by now be able to find plenty of information about Larne Grammar School on our website, be able to watch our promotional videos, see our online prospectus, take our 360-degree virtual tour of the school. If we can give you any more help over the coming weeks and months, we'd love to be able to do so. And we look forward to many of the people who are watching this presentation and visiting our website, joining with us in September 2022 as our new year 8 intake. Thank you very much.